They sell you a dream. Are reality shows such as Love Island failing contestants? If you have never seen the phenomenally successful ITV reality show Love Island, which returns for a new series tonight, the premise is this: a group of young, honed, single people are put in a villa in Mallorca, where wearing more than swimwear is considered overdressed, an attempt to couple up with each other to win the show. But it doesn't end there. Last June, a contestant from the 2016 series, Sophie Graden, who had been diagnosed with depression 3 years before she appeared on the show, killed herself. In March, the news about thalassa, in particular, was shocking for Alex Miller, who appeared on Love Island in 2018 and had been struggling with his mental health. It's very hit and miss. He understands why other reality stars can experience ill health long after their shows are broadcast. A lot of people will. In January, Leonie McSorley, who appeared on the MTV reality show X on the Beach in 2017, posted on Instagram claiming what life was really like after appearing on a reality show. "My biggest regret, filming the show was stressful," McSorley says. "They definitely sell." Watch The Jeremy Kyle Show, permanently cancelled after death of guest. Manchester Evening News. Unlike The Jeremy Kyle Show, programs such as Love Island and X on the Beach are supposed to be aspirational, with cast members hoping for fame and careers long after their appearances are broadcast. However, I think what it highlights is that there are no regulations in the TV industry for anybody over 18 to have any duty of care, and that aftercare even in excellent production companies is pretty minimal, says Joe Hemmings, a behavioral psychologist who has worked on reality shows. Cheska Hull, who appeared on the E4 program Made in Chelsea between 2011 and 2014, has claimed that depression and anxiety were the price I paid for reality TV fame. She left the show. Alex George, an A&E doctor who appeared on Love Island last year, has spoken about the regular counseling sessions he has had since being on the show. Before this year's Love, McSorley had a mental health evaluation before she was cast on X on the Beach, but she was wary of being too honest, she says. "You probably don't." Gallery 23 celebs who have opened up about their struggles with mental illness insider. When her series started broadcasting, she started to get abuse on social media. She said on a program such as The Jeremy Kyle Show, it is easy to see how people's lives are upended when they are presented with devastating information. On other many reality stars are picked up by agents to exploit their personal brands, but some are less responsible than others. Gladiana McMahon. Reality stars often take advantage of their huge following on Instagram, doing paid posts, promotions, and collaborations with brands. You had to be doing. Watch Love Island star Sophie Graden dies age 32. People. She says there have been some good parts of appearing on reality TV, but mostly she has regrets. "I feel like in the UK and Ireland, Samaritans can be contacted on 116 123 or by emailing or. In the US.
Raindrop, drop top, smoking, no cooking the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Looking up, open the park, pot.